Now, I know I've mentioned it in the past about politics and becoming more politically aware and things like that. So I just thought I'd share my thoughts on the pressure that the New South Wales Premier, or what the report of the pressure is that the New South Wales Premier Mike Baird is under due to his greyhound racing ban. Now, it's the thing is that everyone's jumping up and down saying, oh, we should support him, and I'm not saying that we shouldn't. What I'm saying is that, and where I'm going with this is that I think as vegans and animal advocates and things like that, is that we need to be more aware of the ramifications of what we do politically and things like that. Now, it's been, I've read a number of reports, and it wasn't the use of animals and the animal cruelty that ended up having greyhound racing in New South Wales closed down. It was the lack of transparency and their lack of willingness to accept that there was something wrong within the organisation and that the culture within the organisation was wrong. That's what ended up causing the industry to be closed down and recommendations for it to be closed down. So, and this is the thing is that, so there's that side. So, obviously the flow-on effect is from that is that, animals aren't going to be live baited, greyhounds aren't going to be used and killed and things like that. Now, with this is the thing is that all of a sudden all these animal people, all the different animal liberations group, Animals Australia, Animal Justice Party, and all that are jumping up on the bandwagon saying, oh, we need to support Mike Baird because of this, we need to support him because of this, and everything like that. Yet, only a matter of months ago, they had him listed as one of the dirty dozen of Australian politics. So, with regards to that, I mean, you tell me, if you're criticising me for decisions that I've made in the past, and obviously understanding he's a politician and everything like that, all of a sudden he makes a decision is made, and it becomes out in favour of this group of animal people that the decision benefits them. Would you be running to them for support? And it just gets me is that it just shows you how fickle people are and how little that they understand about things. And this is just one of those other moments where I'm what do I say? How do I rant about this? Do I tell people to get their head out of their collective backsides and actually start being active rather than just holding up a banner and holding up a leaflet and things like that? Yes, they should be. If they want change, it's not going to come through the ballot box. It's not going to come through some little politician sitting in their little ivory tower and in their little green or red chamber or wherever it is. Green and red because that's the colours that are usually used on the floor of the different house. Now, change isn't going to come from there. Change is going to come from on the street. Change is going to come from the everyday person who is going to make a change, and politics and legislation plays catch up to that. Now, it's, with the thing is though that, greyhound racing and same as horse racing and circuses, and this is another thing about circuses, is that up on, where is it? Morayfield, Caboolture area, Ashton's Circus was up there. I think it's last weekend that they were up there. Never saw any protests out there by all these animal people. They're happy to go down to the Gold Coast for one. People travel from Brisbane, travel an hour down to the Gold Coast for a protest, stand around and yell and rant and rave at people. Was there any protest up here? No. No one from any of the animal groups cared about that. They're too busy promoting their alleged weekend that's going to be the animal rights event of the year. Well, no, it's not. The Animal Activist Forum, as I've said in the past, is simply an excuse for people to get around, sit around and sing Kumbaya for the weekend and get pats on the back from everyone else about how good they've been. It really does nothing to promote veganism. It does nothing to promote the cause. It does nothing to give those who attend this event an understanding of what animal rights are, whether it's legal rights, moral rights, ethical rights that that we're supposedly advocating for other animals. And for it to be touted as the animal rights event of the year, just baffled. I have to shake my head about that. sadly, I should ask all the people that do send me these all these emails to not send it to me because it just frustrates me too much. Mind you, I did have tried to subscribe to Animal Liberation Queensland's newsletter a number of times, yet my email address keeps getting removed. So, wonder why that is. Maybe it's a glitch in the MailChimp system that they use. Anyway, moving right along. Now, going back to politics, is that for anyone to put their faith in a political organisation to make things better for animals or whatever is just it's severely misguided. It just shows that they don't understand how the political system works. And I know I've mentioned about it in the past that political lobbying will potentially have more impact and a greater need, greater long-term change than signing up for the Animal Justice Party or something like that. And there's I don't know what luck they're going to have in Queensland, but with the next election, which what is it, 2018? 2018 is the next Queensland election. Then the next council election is 2020, I think, because they're 4-year terms now, and then after that next election in Queensland, that they run to 4-year terms instead of the flexible 3-year terms. So 4 years of whoever's in power, which is going to be interesting enough. So this is the thing: is that there's talk that Pauline Hanson's One Nation Party may become the third political force in Queensland because of the way that they did in the Senate. So who knows? I can see a lot of them there starting to put the groundwork in now. And this is the other thing too, is that because we've only got a unicameral system in Queensland, is that any politician, any hopeful for the Animal Justice Party needs to be putting the groundwork in now. They needed to be actually on the ground. I'd find a marginal electorate, find out whether it's a left-leaning or right-leaning marginal electorate, and go and be active in that electorate. Go and campaign in that electorate. Anytime something happened, bang, so-and-so from the Animal Justice Party. Bang, so-and-so from the Animal Justice Party. Do it in a, one of the little ones where there's, it swings, a marginal electorate where whoever the established party is holding on by, the slimmest of votes, and go out there, just bang, all the time. Now, for that, because the Animal Justice Party tends to be more left-focused, I'd be finding a left-leaning area. I wouldn't go for a seat that tends to be more right-wing focused with regards to the political pendulum, because you'd just be wasting your time there. I'd be finding a left-leaning one. If there's none in the Brisbane area, which I don't think that there is, actually I might do a bit of research on that one, and then do a whole clip dedicated to that. Please excuse me to consult my big book here, my purple book. Write that one down. So that's going to be an interesting topic for a future clip, because I will lay it out on everything that Animal Justice Party, how do you spell electorate? Electorate. Electorate. Laid everything that lay out the whole game plan for the Animal Justice Party candidate to get elected. Queensland state election. I'll lay it all out, because this is the thing. I'll go through all the process, go through all the steps, everything that a candidate should be doing. Because this is the thing: is remember, Queensland, as I said, Queensland's got a unicameral system. So if they want to get a foothold here, focus on that. Just focus on one or two marginal areas. Don't try and have a candidate in every seat, because you're just wasting your time. You're going to be pointless resources. You're just going to be wasting people's time. You're going to be getting people's hopes up and all that sort of stuff. So yes, now sidetracked again. It wasn't even what I was originally supposed to be talking about. So as I said, I get passionate about all these things, so I do tend to go on different rants. So, but why they should be doing that? So, if you want to be successful in getting rid of greyhound racing in Queensland, New South Wales, wherever it is, I would be putting pressure on politicians now and getting them contact all the politicians that have from all parties, doesn't matter what party that they're on, ask them what their vote is going to be and get it in writing, and then say, you said you weren't going to vote that way, bang, and put pressure on them that way and say, well, hey, you know, we can't support you on this or we can't support you on that. Have discussions with them. Don't send them blanket emails or, you know, their little form letter or anything, because really, does that get read, or does that get read by a staffer and, hey, yes, we acknowledge your email and blah, 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 blah. We, you know, we take your input very seriously, you know, the generic line that you get. So I'd be having a chat to the Liberal and National politicians, because they're the ones that are supposedly putting more pressure on Baird to change the legislation. We know the lefties will, so which brings to the other thing, is that the lefties are going to go there. I would be campaigning in those areas in New South Wales, because you know that these people are left-leaning. I wouldn't be necessarily going the Greens, because I think the Greens are going that way as well, is that they want the ban do they want greyhound racing reinstated? I'm not sure. But anyway, I distance myself from the Greens, and this is for the Animal Justice Party people, and I would be campaigning in those areas right now. I would be saying, I'm so-and-so from the Animal Justice Party, you know, because you know that they're left-leaning. Find more left-leaning policies that you've got, and get the Animal Justice Party to decide, when they have their policies and all that, what state issues and what federal issues are they going to face. They can't just say, hey, we want to hold the RSPCA accountable, because we really can't do that from federal parliament. You can only do that from the state parliament. So anyway, this is the thing. Spend more time looking at things, and if you want to stop greyhound racing, you need to give the people an alternative to that, and what they can find as an alternative form of entertainment, or you know, something that isn't going to you know, greyhound racing, it was always promoted as a poor man's horse racing, so that means that anyone can get into it. So how does the average Aussie battler, what are they going to use to to strike it big, to strike it rich? Are they going to go to the pub and waste their money on the pokies? Well, they can't take the kids there because pubs are restricted areas, whereas they can go to the track, they can have dinner, they can put a flutter on and things like that. So this is what we need to do, is that you need to find ways of providing some other sort of family entertainment there that gives them the entertainment value, gives them the opportunity of going out, and gives them the option of, hey, striking it big and all that sort of stuff. So that's the way you're going to get rid of greyhound racing. It's not going to be through any little change of legislation. And as I said in the clip a while ago, don't be surprised if that at the next election, if Baird loses or he gets dethroned now, that greyhound racing comes back in. I said that right from the start, and because it's just too much of a political hot potato. For all we know, I'm not saying that his integrity is going or anything like that, but Baird could have put it out because he wants the industry to lift its boots up, lift its game, and pull its socks up, and say, yep, all right, we'll acknowledge this has gone wrong, blah 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 blah. So anyway, I know it was a bit of a waffle on this one, so what else? Let me know your thoughts below. Thumbs up, thumbs down, subscribe, and all that sort of good stuff. So thanks for watching this episode of Vegan Please TV, and remember, don't fear the vegan police, we're here to help.